Got a special guest today. We're talking to our guy, David Talks Buffs, another Buffs fan and graduate. What's going on, David, man? How's it going?
Jay, I'm doing fantastic. Saturday can't get here any sooner, especially since we're trying to come off a loss. But, man, everything's great. College football's back. I'm happy. I'm having fun.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, right? Is that we're now in a situation where college football is it's back, and we can actually just talk some ball. But man, last weekend I saw some of your videos. You're not on Pat Shermer no more, are you? You ready for him to go?
Oh, my gosh, dude. I try. I've been a Pat Shermer defender, Jay. But this year he had no excuses. You can't blame wanting to throw the ball around like crazy with Shador back there, trying to help Travis get the production to win a Heisman. We got a better offensive line. So there's no side quests this year. Like, we have nobody chasing Heisman or like super big awards. Like, let's just play ball in a way that's going to win games. And I know a lot of the fans, a lot of social media seems to be jumping on some of the players, but I don't think that anger is directed at the right place right now. With all this NFL experience, we should have seen a better game called from Pat Shermer last Friday.
It did feel like they were had the training wheels on. Yeah. Let's put it that way. That was one of the things I felt like. It felt like there was an opportunity to do something. There was like opportunities for Kate. So like Prime said this in the presser. The bigger thing for him was Kaidon Salter's a dual threat. You gotta be a dual threat. He said that post game, said in the presser, and a lot of people were not happy with Prime's most recent presser of how he kind of deflected a lot of the blame. And to me, I'm just like, I mean, Prime made a good point that we're blaming Pat Shermer and we gave up 320 yards rushing.
Yeah.
It's not one side, it's a holistic one. So, but to me, this is my thought though. Tell me if I'm crazy. Kaidon Salter, as Prime says, is a dual threat. Yeah. I need you to run. Like, don't even, if you don't, there's a lot of situations you're that good. Like the way Haynes King ran for that 150 something yards, Kaidon Salter should have ran for 150 yards. He could have gashed that Georgia Tech defense. Am I crazy for even thinking that?
No, man. I feel the same way. Like, when you go back and watch Kaidon Salter at Liberty, what is it a lot of? It's a lot of like one read, maybe second read.
Yep.
Tucking that ball and running, right? Very quick decisions where he's getting outside and scrambling. And I think that in regards to Kaidon Salter, that's what I was mostly disappointed with, was that, hey, if you can go get 7 yards on a run, man, you should probably just take that a lot of the time, especially with how good your legs are. And then you saw you can break out a 40-yard run, something like that eventually. But this is where I'm going to put the blame on the coaches. Pat Shermer, man, if this guy is continuing to take chances downfield and not taking what the defense is giving him, man, you got to get your butt from up in the box, down on the sideline, and tell him to play within himself. Whatever was going on, man, with they didn't help him at all. They didn't rein him in at all. And it's why we were in a situation there with a minute and some change left trying to get 7 points on the board. It just seemed clunky. And I wish we could have seen just maybe some speed option, some triple option stuff that we've seen them practice before, or in some of the well-off videos and everything like that he ran at Liberty. We didn't do any of that to get him comfortable. And this was the thing that upset me the most, Jay, and I'm interested on your thoughts on it, was the PFF guys were coming out saying Kaidon Salter is one of the best quarterbacks off of play action. I think PFF has him with a grade of like 92 last year, or maybe it was going back to 2023 off of play action. Okay. That's really good. Action. We didn't have any traditional play action looks for Kaidon Salter. And that broke my heart.
Yeah, there wasn't much, and he had a lot of time to throw too in the game. Like he had 3 seconds, 3.32 is what was calculated by PFF and their team. The blocking was there. He had plenty of time, and there really wasn't much. It wasn't much play action ran. No, you're right. He was one of the better ones, and mainly because the run game itself was not bad.
Dude, he
Like
looked good.
it was solid. It needed to, of course, we would like it to be better, but it was solid.
Yeah, yes.
And Trackhawk, we didn't see much of him late in the game. I've seen a few people talk about this, and their biggest issue was he gets you 4 touches for 40 yards. And I mean, he had that drop. So I'm assuming that drop has probably cost him a little bit of his minutes. But Trackhawk, you're averaging 4.7 yards a carry. Micah Welch at 5.8 on 11 carries for 64 yards. Trying to understand why we didn't get more of that.
Especially in the first drive when he's running over people. Jordan Seaton's running right next to him. And then, Jay, if I'm remembering correctly, Micah Welch doesn't touch the ball again until like the mid-second quarter after that initial scoring drive. That's inexcusable. Like, I understand wanting to spread the ball around, but Jay, I'm curious, man. You're a little bit more in touch with greater college football than I am, so I got to know your take on this. But the vastness of rotation at the running back position, when you talk about the defense, how often they were rotating guys in the secondary, to me, man, it was feeling a little bit like preseason, a little bit like rec league. Like, I did not like the fact that Michael Welch had a fantastic first drive. There's no reason to take him out of the game if he's running over people.
No, you're right. You get Trackhawk getting a run. You get Simeon Price getting a run. This is in the second quarter. And you didn't get much Welch.
I know. Now, Simeon Price ended up with I think the highest yards per carry on the team. But again, it just felt a little bit different. And maybe that was later on in the second half, kind of when he started to piece things together. But like the rotation, it just didn't really it didn't help anybody get into a rhythm, I think. You know?
Yeah, I didn't feel like they felt like anybody was hot, I guess you could say. They didn't feel like there was a hot hand. Because, I mean, Welch wasn't, he was all right in that first drive. Let me go look at this first drive. And as I look at this first, 16-yard run, 4-yard run, 4-yard run. Yeah, you probably should have kept just putting it in his hands. But you brought in Trackhawk, who's caught the touchdown. Yeah. Okay. Totally understand that. But like I said, you don't get Welch until later. And it's like he had a 15-yard run and a 22-yard run, which is 37 yards of his 64. If you run him a little bit more, you may have gotten more out of that. And Price had a 15-yard run so it's 5 carries, 30 yards.
And Jay, now you're reminding me. We're running the ball that first drive. Of course, Salter passes it for that touchdown. Yeah. But if you're looking at the drive chart right now, this is just going off my memory, which is horrible. So you might need to fact check it. But
go ahead.
I'm pretty sure after that first drive, we go and pass it 3 straight plays on the second drive.
Second drive was 3 straight plays, 3 straight passes. It was a pass, a pass, a pass. So to Trackhawk, Dekalon, and then Sincere, 3 straight passes. After the fumble, then the next possession, it's a pass. Then it's a penalty, and you're going to run it. Kaidon Salter runs it, which I think it was a pass, actually. So a second and 13, you run it 9 yards. 3rd and 4, we pass to Michael Welch for 3 yards. And then we punt it. David, can you explain that? It just doesn't feel right.
I'm not my bias is showing right here because when I saw this game, I immediately was triggered to remembering those years with freaking Drew Lock as our quarterback, and Pat Shurmur just wanted to sling that thing down the field. Then we went and brought in Teddy Bridgewater, and I'm pretty sure, again, you'll need to fact check me on this, but Teddy Bridgewater, if he wasn't first, he was one of the league leaders in air yards that year when he started for the Broncos. Under Pat Shurmur, man, it doesn't matter what kind of quarterback Pat Shurmur has back there. He's always fighting himself not to pass the ball, man. And we just gotta we have to dedicate ourselves, I think, to an identity. Who are we going to play through? I've heard this a lot, on Twitter. People are like, well, if we don't get the wide receivers the ball, well, Mari Miller, I think, only had 1 or 2 targets. They're going to transfer out, which, yes, I understand. But the the thing that's going to impact transfers and losing talent the most is by losing games. Let's play a brand of football that leads to winning games. And it didn't seem like we wanted to lean into any specific route, except I guess maybe throwing it downfield, playing some playground ball.
Yeah, playing a little playground ball. Yeah, a little throw downfield here and there. Yeah, the notion that if you don't feed them the ball, they're going to transfer, to me, is a terrible thought process, because if you feel like if you're not providing that and players are going to transfer, you probably didn't get good players in general. That, to me, is the complete opposite of the way that you're doing things.
Yeah.
Should be, at least. But yeah, that's not a good thing right there, David, to be even thinking that. So no, let's forward think. We're going to do that.
Yes.
Let's forward think. Let's pause right here.
Want to give a quick shout out to the flagship sponsor of David Talks Buffs and David Talks Broncos YouTube channel, and that is Profit X, America's #1 sports prediction market. This is peer-to-peer sports prediction where players play against each other, like you and me, instead of a sports book versus the house. You almost always get the best odds on any play that you're looking to make. They operate in over 40 states, including Texas, where I reside. So use the promo code Dave and claim up to $200 in profit cash for all plays in the first 30 days of playing on the site. Terms and conditions apply. Now, I want to show you a couple plays that I'm making this week. Denver Broncos -8, +100. Traditional sports books right now have it at like -100. But here with Profit X, I get +100. Then here with the Colorado Buffaloes, I decided to do my own custom spread for the first quarter of CU versus Delaware this weekend. What are you waiting for? Go ahead, click the link in the description, sign up using my promo code Dave on Profit X, and join me on America's #1 sports prediction market.
Let's talk into the upcoming game.
Yes.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Chopping up what I got. David Talks Buffs. Go check out his channel here on YouTube. He's talking Buffs, talking Broncos. You got everything going on over there, David. I appreciate you taking some time to chop it up with me. The Buffs are going up against Delaware this week. Now, this is not a formidable opponent. We're not going to pretend like it is. But I'm curious, what do you want to see out of this game coming up?
I want to see a commitment to establishing an identity around the run game. That's really just what I want to see. Like, you want to practice all these different plays. You want to, practice getting in rhythm on offense and then having play action built on top of that. Jordan Seaton was talking about this. We're trying to make football too complicated. You run the ball when the box isn't stacked. You pass it when it's stacked, and then you're building off play action, all that. I just want to see a return to sound football in that respect. I expect Kaidon Salter to play really well. I expect the first team offense to do really well as well. But yeah, I want to see a dominating victory in special teams, which I think was our best unit last Friday. Special teams kicked butt.
It was.
And then defense and offense, they need to shut things down. They're going to play a spread offense, so that is going to go in our favor. And they also start a 3-man front on defense. So I think that could also go in our favor with establishing a run. I'm also pumped to see Julian Lewis play. But again, I'm not necessarily one that's like some of these college football fan bases, man. Like, what? Kaidon Salter play one game, we're all already talking about how he's not the guy. We need to bet. No, man, he's going to get comfortable. This is going to be his get-right game. I don't think there's any true starting quarterback controversy right now. But what do you think about all that?
Me either. I don't think there's a controversy at all whatsoever. Prime said that, based upon the way the game is going, he expects to see both on the field. But Delaware is a game that my expectation 100% is that you're going to get Juju Lewis. Not to start, but he's going to play a lot, because in that game, Kaidon Salter should have this team established to where they're up. I mean, the spread is 24.5 right now, and it's going up. They should have them by at least 28 points before half, potentially, right? Should be some more explosive plays, some playing in the backyard, getting everybody going. And then after that, you bring in Juju at least for the second half and let him go out there and put up some numbers with everybody else. So, no, I am with you on the expectation that Juju's going to play. He should play an entire half. There is no reason why he should not. And also, to your point, why do we believe that why do we believe that Kaidon Salter ain't the dude? Because I don't. I think that he was playing within the confines of the offense. I think that he was playing based upon what was called and he was running it from there. The only thing I would ask is, and just like Prime said, and I bet you Prime was telling him this in practice, I need to go watch some well off and see if there's something he's talking about. But dog, it's okay to scramble and run.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Brought you in here to do, man. We need help with the running game.
Right. And the funny thing is the running game was actually pretty solid in the first game. It was actually solid against Georgia Tech. So like we're not looking at a situation where the Buffs are just bad at running at all. We are looking at a situation where they just need to be better. The best way to be better is to do what? Run more. Come on. Give it to me. What are we doing?
Yes. I've heard some people say maybe Salter isn't the best fit for what we got on offense, but I just don't. I don't agree with that. I think that he can help bring balance to this offense that we've so desperately needed. And yeah, we don't need to force anything with Julian Lewis right now. Like, let's slow cook this thing, baby. Have you ever tried to barbecue in a couple hours? Does not turn out good, man. Like, this is an ideal scenario because Kaidon Salter is going to get right. Our offense, hopefully, is going to run the ball more. And Julian Lewis is going to get fantastic, encouraging first snaps in college football. I think that this is the perfect scenario, man, to get ready for Houston. Yeah, like I love how this whole thing has kind of gone so far. And then we get a break with Wyoming. But yeah, curious, like, do you think they'll throw it a lot with Julian too, out there to try and get him comfortable?
Well, that's a good question. It does feel like that would be a good idea against Delaware is to sling it around, but at the same time, you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you turn the ball over.
Yeah, we can't do a Stanford. Can't do a Stanford.
No. Yeah, you got to be safe with the ball too at the same time, and Juju will be willing to run as well. But Kaidon Salter, like I said, I need to see him give us the dual threat that I know that he's capable of doing. If he gives you the dual threat, then I have no arguments or qualms whatsoever. Because next week Houston on the road, which could be tough. Willie Fritz is working down there. So that could be a challenge. I don't think they're going to be that great, but I think they could be a challenge. I think they'll see an improvement because they do have solid coaching. But I do expect the Buffs to win that game too. And like you said, you got Wyoming, and then that's when the gauntlet of the Big 12 begins with BYU, TCU, traveling to TCU, in which that's another. They looked pretty
really
good. Josh Shumur looked pretty good in that North Carolina game, even though North Carolina didn't have no dudes. So I could totally expect them to, they may not be that good of a team. We'll find out this week probably. Let me see, who does TCU have this week? I'm actually now curious of who was on their calendar. Abilene Christian, they should blow them out. But then they'll have back-to-back games of SMU and Arizona State, which to me will be good to let us know just how good not only they are and what everybody else the Buffs are going to face. But no, I kind of think they're going to throw the ball a lot more. This is what I want to see too. I need to see this defense step back up. Because Prime was right. 320 yards rushing against a guy that going to run the ball. Yeah, that's an adjustment that needs to happen. So I'm curious with you though. Go back on the offensive side of the ball. What wide receiver you think is going to end up standing out? Because I saw Marion Miller was grabbing his hammy. I think he's down. Yeah. And of course, that's not a good thing. But who do you think's gonna have the opportunity to have this breakout? Is it gonna be Draylon? Is it gonna be Sincere? Is it gonna be Hakeem Williams? Who's gonna be the dude that ends up being like the guy that they feed the most?
I hope it's Draylon. I would have liked to see him used a little bit more last week as well. And he's like my hot take prediction. I thought that he would like lead the team in receiving this year. We'll have to see, but I think it's just going to be easy to involve him because if you're basing everything off the run, there's just a lot that you can do with him that we've even done in years past with him that we can be doing in this game. So get Draylon involved. I am like really excited to see Sincere Brown with more opportunity, probably given Omarion's injury. And I liked what we saw. I think Hakeem Williams had like one touch, one catch. I think it was on like a little bubble screen or something like that. But he was running.
A lot of screens were thrown in this game.
Yeah, a lot of them were.
Are we going to see more screens in this Delaware game now? Like, I get the point. Like, one of the reasons why you do that is you want to get the ball quickly to your playmakers and let them work in space. I would prefer them working in space past the line of scrimmage rather than behind.
I'm right there with you. And yeah, we do not need to call any more swing passes for the running backs in this game either, man. Like, let's get Kaidon Salter a little bit more comfortable throwing downfield, maybe with some, rhythm and timing concepts, because we're gonna need him to pass it come conference play, man. Like we can't do what we did consistently and rely on that. So that's what I want to see. And you mentioned the defense, man. Yeah, 320 yards. The defense was not good. I don't care how often they were on the field. We're the ones playing at altitude in our backyard. We should not be the tired ones, man, just because we lost the time of possession by a few minutes, man. We have to stay gap sound. And while there were positives, man, it's kind of the story with what we've been dealing with going back to last year with Robert Livingston. We can hold them. We can hold them. We can hold them. But then we're letting these big plays break away, or we're always allowing our opponent into third and short. How about just third and mid? Maybe in this game, third and long. That would be really nice.
Yeah, that would be very beneficial to the way that this team would like to, be successful. Is to, the defense needs to get the opposing team in situations that's compromising, where you're a little bit more predictive, but at the same time, you still got to stop the run. Like the linebacker room, there's got to be some work done. Like, I mean, everybody's analysis, of course, is the same. Hughes is learning on the fly, first time with the green dot. It just did not look right in the way that he played in that one.
No. I like what we saw. Sean Meyer sounds like he might get some more snaps this week.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's good. And I liked, French, but again, like it was inconsistent play with where these linebackers were at and with the safeties helping in too. Like I kind of liked what we saw to Ben Finiseth early in the game, and then we just never saw him after that. So again, it would just be nice to have like a shorter rotation in this game, regardless of the opponent.
I think this defensive line needs to get more pressure, more sacks, if anything. It just did not feel like the pressure was fully there. Let me see. PFF always gives you that number, so I always pull that up. 6 total pressures in this game. 6.
We need more. How many dropbacks
2 hits
did Haynes King have?
Dropbacks for Haynes King. Let me look at that from that game, because it's not going to sound good. I'm just going to say that.
Oh no.
Yeah. Let's look. Let me pull that up real quick. I didn't have it in front of me, but let me go see what Haynes King did on his back in his 22 dropbacks.
Yeah, we got to get more.
He was 12 for 20 on his attempts, but he had 22 dropbacks, and he finished the game with 150 something yards rushing. 156 to be exact. 19 carries, 156. A lot of QB design runs too. And we didn't see much of that for Salter. So I'm expecting in this game, he should be moving around. He should actually get some design runs.
Yeah.
At least I'm hoping.
Yes.
Please.
Yes. Pat Shermer, come on, baby.
But I understand. But I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this hesitantly while at the same time. I'd get in this game if you don't get a lot of that, because you really don't want to show your hand against a team like Delaware.
You're right. Don't
you hate that?
Not the news I want to hear, but you're right.
Yeah, because when you go against Houston the next week, you don't want to give them too much. They've already got enough tape from the Georgia Tech game. That's probably the only tape you want to show. If you're going to change things, you don't want it to be Houston. Now, I mean, they can watch well-off videos too, so they can actually watch a lot of the social media stuff as well. But you really don't want you don't want to put too much game tape on there for Houston just because you're playing Delaware. You want to get big plays out the way and blow them out. Like, I need to see Sincere. I need to see Hakeem Williams. I need to see Joseph Williams. I mean, I need to see those guys blow it out. Like, most of your passes were to running backs. We know that. I need to see a lot of deep threats in this game.
That's what likes to do, man. Off play action, throw that thing deep.
Oh, I agree. Now, I'll say this too. Like, the one other thing I'm curious about on defensive line is how well they're going to get on that pressure, as I was talking about before. Because, David, when I looked at it, it didn't feel like they were in any of the right spots to prepare themselves for Haynes King scrambling. Delaware's not going to do that. That's not something that this team's going to have to be concerned with. The Blue Hens should not be an issue. I mean, they beat Delaware State.
It's their first year in the G5.
Exactly. I don't expect they should be. It should be an easy W for, because they were a 30-point spread over Delaware State and they beat them by 17 points, 18 points.
Oh wow!
They were a 30-point favorite in that game.
Okay.
It was half.
This should look like us going up against like UNC Greeley, man. Like, that's kind of what I'm expecting.
That's exactly what it should look like.
Yeah. So yeah, we need to break down their offensive line. It's not the NFL, so I won't go too crazy with this because it is college football and everybody scores. Like,
yep.
But they should not be scoring on us. Like, that's how I feel about
a goose
this.
egg would be nice, is basically what you're saying.
Yeah,
and I am in agreement with you there. A goose egg would be nice. Let me see. Last year, yeah, you mean you held Colorado State to 9 points. You should be able to hold them to less. You held Oklahoma State to no points.
Yeah, I mean, they might have worse quarterback play than Delaware.
Fair. Oklahoma State's so bad. And I love bagging on
I'll be rooting for him this week, man. Gotta stick it to Nike.
Yeah. Hard. I'm pulling for Oregon in this game. Whatever. I want everything bad to happen to them. Everything bad has to happen to Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
But Colorado State was held to only 9 points, so I do expect the Buffs to be able to. They should be able to keep them borderline scoreless.
Yeah.
Period. So, all right, David, let the people know where they can find you.
Okay. David Talks Buffs on YouTube, David Talks Sports on Twitter and TikTok, David Talks Broncos on YouTube. And if you want to ride the emotional wave with me with any of those subjects, subscribe, follow, join the chat. Jay, it's a pleasure coming on. We should do this more often.
Yeah, we're going to plan and do this more often as well. And if you're over there on David Talks Buffs, you can follow me, Jay, here at the Prime Time for College Football on YouTube as well as TikTok. And you can find me over there on X at the Prime Time for College Football as well, man. I appreciate you taking time to chat with me. And let's do this again soon.
Yes, hopefully after a win, go Buffs. Thank you, Jay.
Yes, a win, definitely.